Welcome back to the channel. Sorry about the noise, but it's like minus 18 outside. We got some insulation. We got attic baffles or insulation stops. And we're gonna get them installed up there. So the purpose of today's video is to get all the eaves here blocked off for the blown-in insulation that'll come in the future. So inside the attic, against the roof here, in between the trusses, that's open directly to the outside, to the soffit that you see me put on the last video. So what we have are these pieces of cardboard. They call them attic baffles or insulation stops. And what they're gonna do is they're going to fit between the roof trusses at the top there. This end bends down, plugs up the hole so your blown-in insulation doesn't go out into the eave, and then also it creates a nice vent for the air from the soffit vent side up along the roof and then out, so it can vent through the roof vent. So up in the attic here, gonna be near impossible for me to video while I put one of these in, but I'll show you what's going on here. So as you can see, this is open to the outside. That is a soffit that I installed in the last video. Allows all the air into the roof cavity, and then it travels up between the trusses here, right till you see that black line. That is the ridge vent. So it carries all the moisture or the hot air that might be in the roof or in the attic out the top to keep it ventilated. So these stops here are going to fit right in between here. They're going to make a dam at the back of the wall to the roof surface here, so that when you put the blown-in insulation, it doesn't all fall out and go down inside the eave. And we'll just put a couple staples on here to hold it on. So I'll stick one in and give you a show. So here we are with one of them installed. Oh, my camera's not focusing. Come on. There we go. We got one installed here in between the rafters. So they got those tabs. You just run a hammer tacker on them, and that leaves a good gap here above for the air. I can actually feel the air right now traveling up this all the way up to the eave. Now the reason why there's a good venturi right now is because of that heater. My door down there is cracked open, so as that heater heats up the air and it rises, it's going out that vent. So obviously there is more hot air rising than my man door is letting in, so it is pulling it through the eave, and it's quite a good breeze. I can feel it coming up nicely. So we got to put these every second joist or truss. You can see I have one side done already. They're all the way along there. And then in every odd one, we just stuff with R26 bad insulation. Again, that's just stopping the blown insulation from going through the hole and down onto the eave. And kind of hard to see, but this is it closing off the eave end. Now another thing you might notice is I have the roof completely strapped. Trusses are 24 inches on center, and I strapped it 16 inches on center. This really adds a lot of rigidity to the roof, and it gives me a good framework to hang my ceiling from, whatever it's going to be. Right at the moment, it's probably going to be OSB. Easy to go up, don't have to worry about drywalling or taping or anything. Put it up with screws, throw some paint on it, and it'll be fine. There we go. Both sides are now complete. So our next step So I gotta make a attic access so I can get up in there and blow the insulation in, and for any inspections or anything that needs to be done over the years. So as I'm hanging from the rafters for the trusses, I built an insulation box. So I just took a handsaw and roughly cut through a couple of my stringers here, my strapping. This is going to give me access to the attic, and also the height of this box is going to be full of insulation the whole way across, blown in cellulose. Now the box I made 22 inches tall. The insulation is going to be 20 inches deep approximately. So I just scabbed in a couple 2x4s to frame this in around the bottom, and then just built this out of plywood. And when I do the ceiling, I'll leave a little overhang with a 1/2 inch on each side, and up top here there'll be like a door, a panel, stacked with rigid insulation or foam insulation, and then it'll just slide down inside there, and that'll plug it off. But it is hard to believe that there's going to be 20 inches of insulation in here, coming right basically to the top of here, which is just level with the top of all the baffles.